about to see a duck hawk smack some ducks.
Oh my gosh. Alright guys, so we finally arrived here at the Texas Hawk Association. After driving 13 hours, man, that's crazy. And everybody's there. We got the Sharpshin Hawk. They're gonna have a presentation today. Hey guys, so we got Isma here, we got the Golden Eagle on the back of the FJ, if you can see her, and we have a Sharpshin Hawk over here. We're heading to Lubbock, and Isma the Harris Hawk. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Alrighty, so we got a pack, we have to unhook her. She's gonna be riding in this box over here. That's my box. I'm an apprentice, so I just passed my exam, guys, and I'm building my mule, so I'm gonna show you my mules later. And so we're gonna put Isma right now inside, and we're gonna stop at the gas station, get something to drink, like a Red Bull or Monster, and have 11 hours of driving today, and I'll see you on the road. Bye bye.
Hi guys, Vasil here.
I'm here. Yeah. Man,
Anyway,
we're so hungry. We barely made it
yeah,
with no gas. Oh my gosh.
seven and a half more hours to go. So
Yeah.
yeah. Eagle's doing good back there. Where is she? I'll see her. Oh, yeah, she's right there.
Alright guys, so we're driving and eating. Cheers, everybody. Super good burrito, right?
Yeah, we're good. Yummy. Machaca.
Yeah, machaca. That's like a machete sounds like.
Mufasa.
Yeah, right. Alright guys, so we just stopped here to fill some gas. We're like 6 hours away. Oh, the girlfriend is doing really good. She's been riding for 6 hours, oh my gosh. Okay, 5 more hours. I actually gonna clean the car, guys. I'm gonna clean the car right now. Clean the windshield, man. With one hand. just stopped at the gas station. We took a break.
Yeah.
We bought some cough drops.
Got some Hugs glasses.
Some amazing glasses. Forgot his glasses. Forgot his glasses at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ryan is driving. I'm taking a break, and we are 6 hours and 47 minutes away from the final destination.
Yeah. Powered by Red Bull.
Yeah, right. And Monster. The birds are doing good.
Nobody sponsored us.
Yeah, nobody sponsored us. This video is not sponsored.
Yeah.
So. We spotted a golden eagle here. Looks like she's gonna fly away. Man, this thing is not gonna. She's gonna go? No. So we're passing the checkpoint here. They're gonna check if we're illegals or not. And we're continuing on. We made a lot of stops. We're like 20 minutes behind now. I hope he's not gonna hold us too long. Mountains, guys.
Get some snow.
Yeah, there's so much snow. Man, such a beautiful mountains here. Look at that. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful snow, beautiful mountains in New Mexico.
Alright guys, so we got the hunting license.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's hunting and fishing combo. It has a sea trout license on it. Pulling up into Hotel Elegante. It's right here.
And we're gonna park here?
Yeah, somewhere.
Or we can just stop over there. Alright guys, so the funny thing, like this is good for baggage, but we're gonna put all the all the birds here. It's so nice, man. Yeah. Okay. First is ladies first. Well, they're all ladies anyway. Okay. Mrs. Isma, you going here. And now the eagle is going. Oh, you're gonna take her and I put the box then?
I think we might just put her in there.
Yeah, we can put her sideways. Guys, how cool is that? This is so cool, man. Okay. Oh my gosh. We gotta go faster.
347.
347.
342 this way.
That way.
All the way over there, of course.
Alright guys, so we finally arrived here at the Texas Hawk Association. After driving 13 hours, man, that's crazy. And everybody's there. We got the Sharpshin Hawk. They're gonna have a presentation today.
It's your priority, not me.
He's can you make sure? Yeah, they're super cool. This is yeah, I don't think Asper was.
This was
25 mile an hour winds and try to come back. Smile.
Where players used to wear shoes. Every case I've seen today, the falcon or the goso or the red-tailed or the oriso had eaten a duck, an infected duck. And so, the main mode of transmission I think in falconry birds is actually feeding other birds on the duck. That's really where the major risk is. Could you get unlucky and then bring it home on your shoes? Yes, it's possible. But it's not, and I would still say be careful, but it's not a major mode of transmission.
So guys, we're back in the hotel. Now we're gonna feed all the birds. The eagle is gonna eat, then Isma, and then the little one goes first.
Roughly right under 600 acres.
Oh wow,
So,
that's massive. That's awesome.
but there is one pond back there that I'd like to stay away from.
Yeah.
To the Falcon.
That's fine.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to take the lead, so there's red gates on the left here. We can go through any of those. So,
Okay.
if y'all want to take the lead and you just say I like this spot, wherever.
Okay.
We'll kind of follow you. So,
Sounds good. Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds good. Cool.
I'll honk it or I'll call you. No, we can't go there, but
Okay.
basically this.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. I mean, this looks great. Like we could probably even start here.
Okay.
Just fine. Or we could go in, whatever you think. Doesn't matter.
It's your show, buddy.
Okay.
I'm just here to
Yeah.
be a spectator.
Okay. Me too. All right. Where do you want to go?
Just park
Go
here.
in,
Yeah,
right?
let's go park here and. Oh, we can park here. Yeah, park inside. Hunting or no hunting or trespassing. What?
Yeah. Take the like
I would say go down to the first. There's a red gate on the left. It'll
Okay.
just be easier to go through it
Okay,
than
okay.
trying to do barbed wire.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're about to see a duck hawk smack some ducks. This is a passage tundra peregrine from South Padre Island, trapped during the migration. So Tony's about to go. He's gonna release her. She's gonna go up in the sky, and then we're gonna go spook the ducks out of the water. And hopefully she's gonna smack him and catch one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's peregrine falcon or hybrid?
peregrine falcon.
Peregrine falcon.
Peregrine falcon.
Passage?
Passage tundra subspecies, yeah.
Oh wow.
Get stuff together.
He's gonna put the limit on her and he's gonna let her go.
Everybody's outside. Okay, here we go, guys, with Isma.
We're gonna see if we can find some rabbits here.
Yeah. We flashed 2 rabbits right now, but she was so slow to catch them. They were super fast, man. They hide so fast. She went after a jackrabbit, but she decided to not chase him anymore. So we're looking for more rabbits here.
Get it, girl. Oh, get it.
Bravo!
Catch a rabbit today. There's your head. Yeah, she caught a rabbit. It's been a while. We haven't been flying her. I've been sick and trying to train the eagle a little bit. So we're gonna try to reinforce that, hey, when you catch a rabbit, you get food. So she's just trying to drag it to like a little safe spot. But
What are we doing here now?
we're getting some raffle tickets to put in some for some raffle items. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get some tickets, guys, and I hope we win something. So many people. A lot of falconry.
Buy some raffle. Hi.
Ryan, here's your raffle ticket.
We're gonna buy some raffle tickets.
You take cards, right? Cards.
This is for Falconry Fundamentals by me, Matt Mullinex. This is everywhere falconry is practiced. There's really 4 things that are important in order to make it work. Okay, and they're here. These things right here. Prey base. How much game you have is the number 1 important thing. Like whatever you fly, you need a bunch of horns. And so if it's if you got rabbits, you get a red tail. If you got squirrels, you get a red tail. You get quail, you get maybe a Cooper's hawk, or you get the bird for the quarry that you have the most of. And falconry really starts here with prey base. How many animals do you have close that you can see? And basically, you need a lot. Husbandry is the next important point, and that's really how you keep your hawk, how you perch it, the jesses that it wears. This is actually pretty simple. There's a lot of ways to do this, but it needs to be right. Recall is training, so basically, can you get your bird back? And
When I saw you when I pulled up right.
a lot of people will call me and say the bird's not catching. I do this right, I did this right. The fact is they can't get it back when they call it. And if you can't get it back, you can't put it in a tree. You can't organize the slip, which leads you to here. Slip management is the last factor, and this is how to hunt. So this is, you're in a field, you need to know where the rabbits are, where the hawk is, how to push the rabbits toward the hawk, or flush the rabbit close enough to fly with the goshawk. It's about how do you manage the pursuit. So these are prey base, husbandry, recall, and slip management. 4 things that you really need to know at falconry. And this explains it.
This is awesome.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Alright, guys, so we're about to get some food, and we're gonna be speaking. Super hungry. Got some food, guys.
Exactly.
All right.
Maybe you can if you're out.
That's when she was 11. We got into it. That's what she was. Golden Eagles.
So many people.
All right, I don't know if everyone's heard me. Raffle closes in 10 minutes. 10 minutes until raffle closes.
Welcome everyone. I'm Corey Rolke, THA President. Want to thank you all for coming. We're going to get started with our evening program. The food will stay out, so if you want seconds, go up and grab it at any time. So the first thing I want to do is the most important thing. Go through the thank you list. So we have a lot of people to thank for all of us being able to be here tonight. I'll ask you to hold your applause till the end because we have kind of an extensive list. The first person is Melody Lyons, our meat chair over there. So let's thank Melody. She did a ton of work for essentially an entire year because we told her that she was going to be meat chair. And then she did double work, including to learn the entire electronic system in one day because Nicole Moore, our vice president who usually does that, broke her knee the other day.
Before a while ago, so yeah. Well, today I'm going to talk about just eagle falconry in the U.S. I'll try to kind of broadly cover a lot of the topics. Primarily what I'll talk about is trapping and kind of the lottery process. And as questions come up, please raise them. We could talk about them at the end too. And anything people are interested, I could talk about. Basically, I used to be an eagle biologist with Fish and Wildlife Service, so I kind of understand that process too. And now having gone through this, it's so anyway, eagles are I guess the number one thing to think about with eagles is that there are a ton of stakeholders, okay, for bald and golden eagles across the country. For bald eagles, there's, and golden eagles really, there's Native Americans, the general public is interested. Bald eagles are our national bird. Just tons of interest from various groups and whatnot. For our specific purposes, for eagle trapping, we have a number of stakeholders that do various things to kind of make this eagle lottery happen. So flyway councils are, so U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, everybody knows that. You submit your 3-186 to them, so they kind of manage the Bald and Golden Eagle Protection Act. We'll talk about all of these here in a second, but all of these people have input into essentially eagle falconry. So U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, like I said, they basically administer the Bald and Golden Eagle Protection Act, and it's a congressional act. And this is the language in the act that kind of allows that eagle trapping to happen. So the eagles have to be in a depredation area. They have to be killing some livestock. And a rancher has to basically find a killed livestock and report it, and then get this USDA involved and blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about that in a second. But that's kind of how the process works. So it's a congressional act that allows us to do this. The flyway councils, so if you don't know about the flyways, we have 4 just kind of administrative flyways. The general thought is that birds migrate north to south following one of these flyways. So in the Atlantic flyway, the birds kind of mostly, generally speaking, stick to this side. Mississippi River, they'll follow that. And these flyway councils are made of collaboration of state and federal agencies that manage migratory birds. So, and they're responsible right now for like the eagle allocation process for the lottery. So, so I think, oh, there's some language missing there. Okay, just ranchers, they raise sheep for basically for growing wool and meat. So eagle permits, so when a rancher gets a sheep that's killed on his ranch, so primarily the depredation that happens is on sheep in wide open areas. Mostly Wyoming is kind of where all these permits have been issued. There's been a couple in Utah. So the rangers get these permits. Falconers don't get these permits. Okay, we're just a sub-permittee. The ranger says, hey, I've got eagles killing my lambs. Can I get a permit to trap and relocate, or trap and keep for falconry? So when they get a permit, then one falconer can basically come and keep an eagle from that, depending on the language of the permit and whatnot. USDA Wildlife Services is they help with wildlife conflict in the U.S. That happens with livestock, and they're the ones that confirm depredation. So what that means is that they go out, they inspect a lamb that might be killed to see if it was killed by an eagle. So these are some of the things they're looking for. They're looking for puncture wounds like that. You guys can see the bruising that's happening right there. That means this lamb was killed while it was still alive when it was grabbed by an eagle. So the bruising happened. If it was dead, that wouldn't happen. So they come confirm depredation and issue this Form 37 to the rancher that says, hey, you've got depredation happening on your range. Okay, falconers. So what role do we play? So we're the technical experts. Okay, ranchers don't really know how to trap eagles. So what we do is we are trying to, our main purpose, really, the main role we're filling is we're trying to decrease depredation, okay, as sub-permittees to the rangers, okay? So they're the permit holders. There's a small number of individuals that help with this effort. So it's not, especially with eagles, there's not, we only have like about, 4,000, I think, falconers in the U.S. I think there's probably only like less than 100 that are interested in eagle falconry and are involved in this. So a small number of individuals that, and then there's even a smaller number that actually help directly with trapping efforts and kind of just doing all the administrative work. So the International Eagle Ostringers Association is a club similar to the Texas Hawking Association or NAFA. And essentially what this club does, IEA, is we help thread the needle between these different groups, okay? So we connect all these dots together so that falconers can trap permits and we can reduce depredation. So we send out falconers that go out there looking for these lambs. These lambs are spread out on like these wide, just open, huge ranches that an eagle could kill a lamb and the rancher would never notice it because it's just in the middle of nowhere. So we send out falconers that go and confirm depredation. They call USDA. We also help with the rangers with filling out their applications. The applications are pretty complex, so they oftentimes don't know. Ranchers don't want to deal with that. So we help with that as well. And then we also coordinate trapping. So the club, so even though one falconer might be selected for keeping the eagle, there might be, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 sometimes falconers helping him trap. So we help with trapping as well. Eagle trapping is kind of more, it's quite a bit different than, we'll talk about it a little bit too later on, but it's different than, trapping a red tail, trapping falcons. It's just different. So and not a lot of people have that expertise even within falconers. So these folks help with that as well. Then again, we have traps as well. So you don't have to kind of try to rig up your own trap and just cause injury or whatever to an eagle. So, and then all of these people are volunteers. They're all falconers. The board is all falconers. And if you support eagle falconry, you should consider becoming an IEA member. If you're interested in eagle falconry, you should definitely consider becoming an IEA member. The IEA also spreads a lot of like the information that falconers need to know to basically be successful. So, okay, so here's the lottery. So every year there are 6 permits that are issued. So we can trap 6 eagles out of the wild that can be kept for falconry every year, okay? So we might have, 50, let's say 50 people put in. Okay, 6 people are going to get an eagle, but multiple people. Some people might say, well, I can't go this year, or I don't think this is a good idea anymore. So there's the top 10 falconers are notified when they get drawn, and this kind of varies a lot, but about 6 to 10 falconers end up trapping every year. So this is kind of how this process works. So ranch 1, when it gets depredation, a lamb is killed there, and ranger finds it. They confirm depredation. They get a permit from Fish and Wildlife Service, and Fish and Wildlife Service will call falconer number 1 that was drawn. Hey, do you want this trapping opportunity? There's a range in Wyoming, depredation is happening. They have a permit. Do you want this opportunity? And they'll either accept or decline. If they're successful, if they accept it, and they're successful, then eagle number 1 is gone, right, out of the pot. So if they're unsuccessful, or if they decline the permit, this opportunity will go to the next falconer, and so on and so forth till we get to number 10. We have not gone past 10, although we were close, I believe, 2 years ago, where we were about to get to number 11. So that was about to get the opportunity to trap. So I pulled up, this is some of the data I pulled up that it's missing language again. I don't know what happened. But there's basically, this is about how many people have put in and how many people have been drawn, how many eagles were trapped and how many were successful. These are estimates. Sometimes we don't get like great data. They don't tell us like who's drawn. We do find out how many people trapped or how many people put in, but we don't sometimes find out how many eagles were trapped exactly and how many people were successful. But well, actually, we do know how many people were successful. We generally get that number pretty good. So initially, you can see we were only trapping the first 4 years, 4 eagles. So basically, we're leaving eagles on the table right out of the 6 because we were just not successful in trapping them. Last 2 years, I think primarily because of administrative work, we've kind of figured out how to do the paperwork better. We've been successful in filling the whole pot, basically, taking all of them. Okay, so if you put in for the lottery, you have to be a master falconer, you have to have a Golden Eagle endorsement, and you get put in for this lottery, okay, through your state. And if you get drawn, now what? Okay, you'll get a call from your state DNR. They'll say, hey, you've got 5 days to accept this opportunity, and you could say yes or no. There's an eagle in Wyoming that can be trapped on so-and-so ranch, okay? And so that's step number 1. Then somebody's got to, you get a call first if you're drawn in top 10. So you'll be told that, hey, you were drawn in top 10. Most states will tell you what number you are in that top 10. New Mexico didn't do that last year. They're not required to do it. Or this year, New Mexico didn't do it. 2 falconers got drawn from New Mexico, and they don't know which number they are. So that's kind of interesting. So it's a lot of like not knowing stuff. So you can assist with confirming depredation, and the way you could do that is either you can go out there and you could look for lambs, or what a lot of falconers, they've donated to other falconers that will go out basically because they've got to go spend money, drive around looking for stay at a hotel somewhere. So oftentimes like people donate to the IEA to kind of fill this pot, but there's always help needed for that, is finding lambs. That's usually the hardest step in kind of figuring out this stuff. So then I think the next step is you just call Mike Barker, who's he started essentially with Sheldon and others. He primarily has been working on a lot of this stuff. So and he's a member of the IEA, so board member. Then you need to purchase your gear, get your muse ready, all that good stuff. A minimum muse you need is a 10 by 10. Larger is obviously better. 10 by 10 is tight, it'll work. Eagles have a large wingspan, right? So they open their wings, they're about 7 feet, 7.5, 6.5, 7.5. So an 8x8 muse just doesn't work because if the eagle's standing in the middle, she's going to be 6 inches from either side, not touching, and they don't stand in the middle when they do that. So yeah, larger. 12 by 16 is my muse size, and it's pretty nice. It works out well. It gives her some room to jump 2 perches, back and forth. Here's some recommendations on falconry equipment. You don't have to worry about that. Don't worry about copying this. We could share this presentation if you need to. So, okay, so I get drawn. Now what? So it's time for trapping. What do we do now? So the DNR will call and say, hey, you've got this opportunity within 5 days. You got to accept or say no, and you got to get out there as soon as possible. The ranger wants somebody to come trap. So you will need bait, possibly lots of it. You might be able to find some of it on the ground, some roadkill, or you could take some with you. You'll need a whole bunch of trapping equipment. You can only really, you need to take a 4x4 to Wyoming. Don't even take a 2-wheel drive vehicle. It's just not going to work. You'll get stuck. I think I actually talk about that later on. But you contact the IEA. There'll be a lot of people helping you. So it's not a lone wolf journey. Some people have done it. They could probably do it by themselves, but most people probably can't. It's a lot of work. You'll take a lot of traps and a lot of equipment. I mean, this is like a mid-size SUV, completely full to the brim of stuff. So for trapping. Okay, when should I expect to trap? So timing of depredation. So depredation can happen like really any year, right? All year long, primarily on sheep. But lambs are only born in kind of springtime. That's usually the highest amount of depredation that's happening. So young lambs are born sometimes in April, but usually in May. And that's when we start getting these depredation confirmations happening. So sometimes a ewe is killed in the wintertime, so like in December, or that we find in time. So somebody's got to be out there looking for them, right? So yeah, if somebody goes out there in the middle of winter to Wyoming and is going out there looking for these and finds a sheep that was killed by an eagle, then we can confirm depredation earlier. But sometimes we do get the falconers are number 1 and number 2 might get a call in January or March. So that can happen. It has happened before. It happened just last year. So, but several falconers should basically expect to trap around April, May, or June timeframe. And then top 10 falconers should stay in communication with the IEA just to kind of see where everything is. If you want to know, we generally know what's going on. So eagle trapping, it's difficult. It's not easy. This is this quote I thought from this book, Summarize Eagle Trapping. For my specific situation, I went trapping in the summer. So in May, I went for 10 days, did not trap a bird. We spent long hours, lots of time. The summertime, it's like 14 hours long, and you're starting trapping before twilight, and then ending after twilight. So it's like 14 hours, just trapping. So it's a long time. So it can be physically, emotionally draining. You're tired. You're at a very high elevation, so you'd be exhausted. So I went back out later on, and on the 5th day, so 15 days of total trapping, I trapped a bird. I trapped 2 birds on the same day, actually. So yeah. So a few things about eagle trapping. Just stay humble. It's complex. It's easy in some ways, but it's complex. People will be helping you from IEA. My biggest, if I can make a recommendation, if you ever want to trap an eagle or fly an eagle, you should go out trap before it's your time to trap, because it's challenging, and really the biggest challenge is really falconers not being prepared, not knowing what to do. So if you go out there with several people, you'll have a good idea of what to expect. So it's very costly. These are just some of the costs while you're actually there. So food, gas, hotel. Expect to spend $2,000 to $2,500 just while you're trapping for, if you're trapping for, let's say, 10 days or so, week to 10 days. There's like other expenses too, because even those hoods and stuff are expensive. Eagle gear is expensive. Just everything with eagles is expensive. So, okay, trapping conditions. These are just some pictures. It can snow in Wyoming in any time of the year. This is while I was trapping. This was in May. It can also rain, or the snow can turn into mud, and even four-wheel drive vehicles will get stuck. So that's why it's like you really kind of need help from people. Here's my Forerunner stuck in muddy, watery stuff in four-wheel drive. So it's wide open country, super high elevation. So it's just rough trapping. It's not. You really need to get fit. Just walking, you're digging, you're walking out there, setting traps. Everything here. This is like large country. You're walking a lot. You're digging up stuff. You're digging up multiple traps. Burying multiple traps a day. So you'll be exhausted. So it really helps if you're fit. So, and I mean, just eagle falconer, you need to be fit. So. Eagle traps, there's quite a few traps that can be used for trapping eagles. I've sprinkled in some pictures as examples here and there to just kind of give people an idea on what was used. You can use a BC. Eagles have been trapped, multiple eagles have been trapped, and just like a large BC with a rabbit in it. Noose carpets are highly successful. They can be buried, just in the ground, under the ground. And this is kind of how it works. The eagle just pulls it out at the end, and you kind of know you've trapped something. Here's some other examples of just eagle traps. So this on top, that cage, is a corral trap. So basically, we just created a corral and put in this case, it was that looks like a sheep, but one time they trapped an eagle on a dead horse. So they put a corral around it. Eagle can go in, can't come out. Kind of like a big sparrow trap. So yeah. These are nooses that are tied on a cable. So noose cables, they call them. And these can be tied around large carcasses, large sheep carcasses. So here, that's what's going on. And that's what that eagle was trapped on. It was a noose cable. You can use a giant... Nobody has done this yet, so nobody has trapped an eagle on this one yet, but the IEA does have 2 eagle-size Swedish goshawk traps that can potentially trap eagles. So it's just that these things are so massive. Your car is full of stuff, so trying to get one trap to fit in the car that's just massive, it just takes a lot of room, so nobody's really tried it yet. Okay, once you trap an eagle, you need to be able to age them. You can, just like red-tails, you can only keep passage birds. The fortunate thing about eagles is that they're passage for 5 years. It takes them 5 years to mature into adult plumage. So once they're fully adult, this is kind of what the plumage looks like. It's darker in color, it's almost black. And when they're juveniles, they have a lot of white on them. So this is like a first-year eagle. There's other ways. This is not... This can be challenging in the field, so these are very obviously clear examples, but other ways of telling is how many molt an eagle has gone through, okay? And the way you could do that is you can, in this picture right here, you see there's feathers that are super dark in color, and those feathers are new feathers that haven't been bleached out by the sun yet. There's some older feathers here that are bleached by the sun, So this eagle is at least a year old. As time goes on, the older feathers will continue to wear, and the eagles might have layers of feathers. So there might be like a 1 year, 2 year, 3 years layers of feathers, and that's one way to age eagles. Once you trap an eagle, what do you do with them? So the first thing, you just need to get them to stand. You know, you get them hooded, you need them to stand, so you can kind of put them on a perch. Once they're standing on a glove, you just put them on a perch and you leave them be for 24 hours just to calm down, okay? And then next thing, kind of the main thing people do is they get vet checks done on eagles. Arno, who was talking yesterday, is actually only a couple hours from, he's in Utah, but he's only a couple hours, and he's a good resource to take eagles to freshly trapped. Several people have done that. Eagles have a high susceptibility to aspergillosis. That's, a high number of eagles will die from that. So you need to kind of immediately put them on some medication. And all of them will have worms. So there are several worming medications that we give. Some of this came from Arno. Some of this came from Dr. Vicki Joseph. So this is primarily her recommendation, but we noted essentially, I put here different recommendation from the different vets. So you need to give them a West Nile virus vaccine as well. They're highly susceptible to that as well. And all eagles that are freshly trapped will be completely covered with like just lice. As soon as you grab one, you're gonna have lice all over you. So you want to spray them just for your own sake as quickly as you can. While you're trying to get them standing on the glove, they're hanging upside down, so that's the best time to do it because poultry dust can really get in. There's other sprays as well for lice, I think. So there can be other treatments as well, but that one is usually the simplest one. So, okay, just the future of eagle take. I think we have a pretty good program going on. The Eagle Act actually, when the governor of any state says, "Hey, depredation is happening in my state," the Secretary of Interior has to authorize the taking of golden eagles for protecting domesticated flock. Okay, they don't have to authorize falconers to take these eagles, but they have to authorize protecting domesticated flocks. But they may permit the taking, possession, and transportation of golden eagles for purposes of falconry. Okay, so governors can kind of really press buttons on Fish and Wildlife Service to get them to do stuff sometimes, and they don't have time to talk about all of that. But the one big thing is just having a very good falconer-rancher relationship. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here in Texas. You guys have good landowner relationships. So, but that's kind of the big thing. So once you get an eagle, what do you do with it? How do you train it? So this is my official teaser. It's just a teaser. It's going to be very quick. So yeah. So basic training. You need to buy this video from Mike's Falconry and just watch it. So that's going to show you how to basically just do basic training. So just simple. Essentially, this is it's just a very easy, low-stress method of doing it. That's my recommendation. Others may recommend, Axel is saying he would do it a little bit differently. So, people might have ideas. But a lot of falconers, eagle falconers, have used this method fairly successfully, at least for that initial training. Ultimate goal with eagles should be hunting. So that's kind of really what you get. That's what falconry is. It's a hunting sport. You catch game with birds. Okay, so that's your goal. If getting an eagle just out of the wild and putting it in a muse, leaving it there, it's not a good idea, right? So hunting training. So once you're done past your basic training, training of eagles is entering a new eagle actually is extremely hard. It's just very difficult. It usually takes 200 plus slips on jackrabbits to get an eagle entered. 200 pluses plus whatever it might be sometimes, and I think other people have the same experience. It's not just me. So lower machines can help reduce some of those numbers of slips. So I have a lower machine. I've been training my bird to that too. When we can't go out and hunt, I will get her going on that, and that kind of gets them. Well, it gets them fit. They're just big birds. They lose muscle fast, but also gets them to like kind of chase stuff. So the other thing is males are usually much easier to get entered on game, and they also catch more game, generally speaking. So if you're able to keep a male, I think everybody that has a female will say that to you. So the unfortunate thing is most people are trapping females, and it's like eagle trapping is hard, so you just kind of get the bird that you get, unfortunately. But a couple people have had options. One person had a male and a female. He chose to keep the female, but yeah. Yeah. So this is a gathering of eagles meeting, and if you want to see eagle hunting, eagle falconry, it'll be happening this year. These dates are, I was just told just before I left that these dates might change, but it'll be this fall in Wyoming. There'll be a bunch of people trying to hunt eagles, okay? Many of them very successfully. So if you want to go, you should go out there. So
we are going to call this red ticket one live. So, and I wanted to talk about what it means and why we have it. So, last year and a half ago, Tom Smiley passed away. He was a dedicated falconer, did a lot for our sport. He's been around since the beginning of falconry as we do it. So, I had the opportunity to meet him at NAFA when he was a speaker in Oklahoma. Yes, Oklahoma. And it was just a wealth of knowledge and his experiences. And it's one of the reasons I continue to give back to the clubs, are for the people that came before me that made it so that I can do this. And I encourage each of you to do the same. So I wanted to draw this live because he did pass away, and it was donated to the club for our raffle. We actually got it last year, but got it late, so saved it a whole year at my house for this. So my husband with the box and the drawings. So we are going to start with painting. Oh, and I will read it. No, you had it right the first time. This print of the U.S. Air Force Academy's White Jeer Aurora was painted in 1996 by longtime friend Dr. James Anderson of, oh my gosh.
Spell it. Just spell it.
I can't spell it. Something Spring, Colorado Springs, there we go, who recently passed away. So it took me a minute on the hand. It's cursive. See, also cursive. So let's go ahead and draw this one. Make it real. I ain't ready for Falconry stuff.
7.
Yeah! All right, there we go. 6, 7, 9, 1, 8, 5.
What?
What? Prove it. I don't believe it.
Mr. Conger, we're going to need to see that differently.
Redraw 9185. No. Taking too long to redraw. 7, 6, 7, 9, 1, 8, 5. All right, I'll find it. Being honest for once, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to me, guys.
up so that Dennis can take
Oh, he'd love to.
I'm gonna get after Dennis. Hold on, it's too late. Moments go for it. Started, but it's
I ruin everything. I'm fine with that.
okay, so Jimmy, the artist, it's been a long day.
Reg Gathman.
Reg
Gathman.
Gathman
From Albuquerque.
from Albuquerque did this watercolor. So, very cool.
And it's a watercolor of Tom.
Of Tom, correct. Yes. Sorry, I should have gone ahead with that.
DNA.
And a hood.
Low spot.
Yeah. All right. So a really cool piece of falconry history, right?
Yeah, that was our last three tickets. See me shake it again?
Look, Brian.
All right. 6, 7, 8, 0, 3, 7, 6.
A duet.
Oh.
Where's your ticket? You want
Is it you again? Is it?
They're not, it's from the same box.
Redraw. I have 7. You want 3 again?
6, 7, 8, 0, 3, 7, 6.
It's not us.
There you go.
There you go.
10, 9, 8, no pressure. 7, 6. You also have to give us 10 push-ups.
Oh, she's like, no, I was on here for push-ups. This is huge.
There we go, perfect.
Awesome. Congratulations. Keep reminding us. All right, so we're to the blue tickets. These are blue tickets only. If you do not have blue tickets, why not?
Hey, what's up?
All right. Get a look at mine. All right, so the first thing we're going to draw for is the John Graham BC Trap. John, this is what, number 30 that you donated to the club?
Whiskey sour.
Aisha's got number 30, so this is 29. So he's donated 30 BC Traps to the club over the years. So thank you so much, John. They work.
5, 2, 1, 9, 9, 6, 5. Yeah!
That's it for Jake and family.
He only bought $10 worth of tickets.
That's his second.
Yeah, it really is, man.
Oh my God. Hey, the gerbil, it comes full. We're gonna trap you. That's what you bird tomorrow. We're getting a bird. That is hilarious. I know.
Trust but verify.
Hold on, don't run away.
But you look so handsome. So handsome.
Two big studs in the house right here.
You don't get to win anymore.
All right.
Save some loot for the rest of us.
Just give me your tickets.
I really like the news.
All right, so the next item is a custom Kinhook hood. He will do it in whatever style you want to make it fit whatever bird you want, or a future bird. Doesn't have to be a current one.
feeling lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Please, one time.
4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 8.
He just started it right.
Mr. Eric May, is there anything he needs to know about this?
I'll talk to him.
Oh, I got it. Oh, the hats! Look at them! Look at them with them hats! Woo!
Check out this shirt. You're looking sexy.
All right. We have a block perch.
Hey, Jesse.
A block perch.
I got details for you on that after.
For the Falcons and stuff. And whatever you want to do. Give the kids time.
And then I thought,
4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 3.
All right. Woo! Congratulations, Ken. Compliments of Western Sporting. All right.
So you're just trying to find the materials to start hood making, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so aside from the leather, which I'll pull out the leather a bit later, the essentials would be thread and wax. So there's different types of thread. You have, this is a nylon.
Okay.
And then this is beading thread. Beading thread is a really good alternative for smaller hoods like Kestrel hoods and Merlin hoods. And then this is fine for the larger hoods. You can also get like a nylon upholstery thread at like a Joann's Fabrics or Hobby Lobby. The next thing is an awl to punch your holes in the leather. So these ones I bought from Mike's Falconry and Western Sporting. But you can also find leather awls that are curved specifically is what I like, because then you can punch the hole through the hidden stitch for the leather. Another one that's really useful, these are stitch markers. So when you run it along the leather, it puts stitches evenly. So for larger birds, you want a stitch spacing of around 7 to 9, ideally 9 stitches per inch. And then for smaller hoods, this one's about 12. And it gives me about 10 or 11 stitches per inch.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it gives me those numbers per inch. So on the hoods, it's about, what's the word? For this one, it'll give me about 10 to 12, and this one will give me 10 to 12. What else? Obviously, you need a knife and blades to cut the leather. And then I have extra leather for top knots and chin straps because I make Anglo-Indian hoods. So, in this case, you can use some leather scrap for like a tab, and then I use the straps for this. And then lacing is what you could use to make your Turk's top. And there's the Falconry websites, their lacing's a little bit better because it's going to be beveled just a little bit, and it'll give you a really clean looking Turk's top. This one's not as clean because the leather's flat. I think that is like the very bare bones basics.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get like more detailed or advanced, you could get like a rotary punch for punching the holes in your leather for like the chin strap markings and stuff. You can get hemostats for pulling your needles and thread through and finishing up the top knots. This is depending on how you're making your hood. If you're doing a glued hood or if you're doing a sewn hood, super glue and contact cement will be good for securing the thread at the very end, so you can see the thread on the bottom is glued. And then I use contact cement for a bonded hood, which I have. This is a bonded hood, so the seams are glued, and then I add a piece of cowhide in there to secure it.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, I like to dye mine with alcohol ink because it looks really nice. So,
Look at y'all. Cleaning up.
that's another example of dyed with alcohol ink. And that's another example. I have a ton of...
How long does it take to make one? For example, this one. How many hours will it take to make it?
For a hood like this, if from cutting to sewing to finishing it up, I'd say about 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
And that's just because I like to be really detailed. If I really want to rush, I could pull it off in an hour. And then I also have a lot of stamps for tooling the leather, so it gets all these pretty details. So that is a tooling stamp there. And then I have another example. This one's also tooled with the same pattern. And then another thing, if you have a 3D printer that helps you, is you can make these templates here, 3D print them, trace it onto the leather so you don't have to like use cardstock, because the traditional way to make a template is to use cardstock, and then I like tape it up to make it stronger. I'll throw it on the leather, and I'll keep it taped on, and then I use like a dotting tool or a scratch-all to kind of scratch these marks in and hope it transfers through. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know.
Okay.
But yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention, which I have it somewhere. They're not, here they are, needles for the thread, because you do have to sew the stuff, so you do need sewing needles. So in this case, there's some hood making needles in here, and then there's some bead making needles. And the beading needles are really good for micro hoods because they're super, super thin, but they're not good for bigger hoods because they're super fragile and they break really quickly.
Wow.
But a lot of the stuff, you can buy a hood maker's toolkit from Western Sporting for about $130, and it comes with leather, it comes with everything, like to get started. Otherwise, you can go to like leather supply stores and they'll have a lot of this stuff here. The only thing I think they wouldn't have would probably be these awls specifically. You might have to go directly to the manufacturer, which is whoever these are, CS Osborne. Because it's the same manufacturer for both of these. They're slightly different designed though. One needle is thicker than the other. Beats me.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Man.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming and asking. I can pull out some other hoods if you want to like get some video or pictures.
Yeah.
So this one was kind of just a test one. That's painted. This one is dyed and painted. These are 2 micro hoods, so these would be fitting female American kestrels most likely.
Oh wow, this one. So nice.
Yeah, I like that one. So this one was dyed with alcohol ink purple, and then the details were painted with acrylic. So I did black circles, and then I added white circles around and along the hood. I don't think I got any more like really crazy ones.
And you braid dresses too?
Yes.
Wow.
I'll pull those out as well.
Alex, is this supposed to be a whale?
No. I just kind of messed around. So let me see if I can find a good set here.
I want to learn how to braid.
I just found a YouTube video.
Oh, really?
There's somebody, I think it was like Megan or whatever is her name, and she makes really good braid equipment, and she posted 2 videos on how to tie like the braids. There's 2 styles. There's the 8-strand braid, which is this type. It's a pain in the butt. It takes a long time, but you get that really clean look. But the other style is a doubled up 4-strand braid, and so it's called a round braid as well.
Yeah, super cool, right?
Teal.
But I wanted a flat top.
Oh, like a flat button?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like doing these because they're never going to fail because they're paracord. I can't tie a Senate. This is the closest I've gotten, and it's just resin.
How do you get them so stiff?
Beeswax. I wax them with beeswax a lot, and then I braid it as tight as I can, and then if it feels like it's loose, I re-wax it, and I just keep pulling the strings as I go. Yeah, each strand you got to wax. And like,
Before you braid it.
yeah, before you braid it, like what I've done is I'll wax it, and then if it feels like there's not enough, I'll melt that wax in, and then I'll re-wax it.
Gotcha.
And then when you're done, you melt in every bit of the wax. I use a hair dryer, and then I use super glue on the tips here to keep them pointed and secure. And then I make the flat, or I make these buttons by doing a Turk's knot, basically.
So I've braided some, obviously not well, because mine keeps coming undone right now.
Yeah, use what is it? Loctite. This is what I've been using, and it seems to hold really well. Otherwise, use resin, like 5-minute epoxy. I just like using Loctite because it smells less bad than 5-minute epoxy.
Yeah, awesome. Last time I braided, also I gave myself tennis elbow.
Yeah, ooh, yikes. Yeah, I get blisters on my hands, or I start getting calluses, and it like hurts. So I only braid at most like probably 2 sets a day. I wouldn't go more than that, especially if it's an 8-strand braid, because this takes like an hour, or like an hour and a half. These only take like probably 30 minutes to an hour to go from start to finish, whereas the braiding on that alone takes like an hour, hour and a half.
That's really pretty.
They feel so nice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love how stiff they are.
Yeah, a lot of people like that. I'm happy about that.
Because you can just put it in the hole.
Yep.
So not like floppy.
Yeah, I need to find better materials because this is microcord, and you can go thinner. There's like weighted Dacron and stuff that's about the same thickness.
I think I have some possibly lens. Can you check?
You're good. Yeah, I just bought microcord because it's pretty affordable. You could buy like 2 colors. I would do 2 colors because it's easier to see the contrast.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. And then, yeah, it's just find a YouTube video on how to tie up a 4-stranded braid or an 8-stranded. The 4-stranded is really easy, and then I just use fishing line to start it, and then I just go all the way down, and then I take the ends. I use that I use cordless paracord, put each of the ends through, and then tie the Turk's knot with a cordless paracord, and that's what gets these really stiff knots. But they're super lightweight; they don't like bend or anything.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, it's really nice.
Yeah, they're super stiff. They won't. I don't think they'll ever fail. You know, they're lightweight, so you could probably put these on just about any size hawk, minus the micros. You know, any like Harris's or Peregrine or Redtail or whatever. They are a bit on the thick side, so I do want to find a thinner material later down the line.
Nice, thank you.
Of course. Thank you, and best of luck getting hood making. Give it a shot leather-wise. Go like, you can buy cowhide. A lot of people say don't start with cowhide. It's hard to find good cowhide, but you could try Buckle Guy or Rocky Mountain Leather Supply are the 2 I went to, and they have some really nice cowhide available, and you could buy a panel too. You don't have to go buy a full hide. A 1 square foot panel will give you about 4 Redtail hoods or Harris's Hawk hoods. Another option is buffalo calf. They sell it on Buckle Guy. It's called Corba buffalo calf. It's 3 to 3.5 ounces. It's a little on the thick side for hoods, but it's really good material. It's super thick, and you could buy a full hide of that for like $60 or $65. And they also have thinner 2 and 2.5 ounce leather as well on there. You just have to buy it as a full hide versus a panel. So panels is a really good way to kind of sample what kind of leather you want to use for a project. And then once you really like a leather, commit to whatever you want to get, whether it be kangaroo or cowhide or kip or buffalo calf or whatever. The possibilities are endless. There's somebody who made like a hood with, I think it was like elk hide or something. It was crazy. So honestly, if it's good leather, if it holds stitches, like so, if it doesn't rip or break, you can make it work.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
Hey guys. So yeah, we did a little raffle, and got Vasil won a few things, and I won a few things. So he's got these swivels, a bunch of swivels. So he's got large ones, medium ones, and these little micro ones. So that's a really actually good item. These are expensive too. So
Really?
yeah, we'd have to look how much they are, but I think there might be like these ones might be over like $30 or something.
What?
Yeah, like each.
Wow.
So these are nice stainless swivel, custom made for Falconry, and they're really nice. They'll last like a lifetime. These ones are pretty nice. Probably won't last a lifetime, but they're good swivels too. So let's see. Well, he got a leather hole punch, so that for making like anklets and stuff, that's useful, or making some other equipment. And then he bought this book, Falconry Fundamentals, so that was is pretty good. I won a few items too. They're in the bag, so I'm not gonna take them out. But I won this hood. It's a slip-off hood, slip-on hood. So basically, you really only use it during hunting. It doesn't have braces like this one, so you really only use it during hunting. You put it on the bird because the birds can take this off, but you can put it on, and then like when you flush something, you quickly take it off and throw it. Other hoods, like the braces one, you'd have to undo the braces to take it off, so it takes time. So yeah, so that's kind of how they are used. Unfortunately, this is too big on my Harris's hawk, but it should fit a male red tail or maybe a Finnish goshawk female. So yeah, looking forward to trying this because I've always wanted to try this. Pretty cool hood. So yeah.
Alright guys, we have a new passenger in the FJ. Little sharpshin dog. She's riding with us. Man, the seats on FJ are like worse than Frontier Airlines. It's crazy. I hate those seats, man. My ass is like better flying in Frontier Airlines. Yeah, so we're gonna be home like in 6 hours and 30 minutes if we don't stop 10 times.
Yeah. We're gonna stop 10 times.
Yeah, we will.